3, 2, 1. So hi guys, yan, this is Rome and welcome back guys, yan, or welcome guys sa mga bago. Yan, sa mga bagong click ng video na to, welcome. So yan, I hope mag-enjoy kayo. Intro pasok. So yun, so for today's video guys, for today's episode, yan, nanonood tayo ng mga nakakatakot na clips. So isa sa mga video ni Chills. So yan, kung gusto nyo panoorin original clip ng video na papanoorin ko ngayon, nasa link, nasa description box po yung link ng video. So check it out guys. And also support the original creator guys. Paiwas tayo sa copyright. So yun. So sakto. Gusto kasing manood ng horror ngayong araw na to. Ngayong gabi na pala yan. So yun. So 12 sakto. 12 AM 29. So alas 12 na ng gabi yan. Gusto ko lang naman manood ng nakakatakot. Kaya naisipan ko rin na gumawa na rin ng video. Yan. First time ko rin gumawa ng content ng gabi. So pasensya na kung mahina yung boses ko ngayon. Yan. So anyway, shoutout muna tayo bago tayo dumiretso sa topic na ay sa video. So yun, madali ang shoutout lang. So shoutout para sa'yo Yenos Vlog. So, shoutout para sa'yo. So, enjoy this video kung mapanood mo yun to, and then more power sa channel mo, and God bless. So yun, so ano ba, so kung mag-enjoy kayo guys sa episode ngayon, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell para ma-notify kayo guys, para ma-notify kayo sa mga susunod kong episodes. So yun, comment guys para sa suggestions guys. Yan, suggestions, kasi minsan hindi ako nakapag-isip. Gusto ko suggestions ng nakakita ng videos ko. Kung meron kayo suggestions, huwag kayong mahiya. Yan, ilapag nyo lang sa baba. So yun, so yun lang guys. Basta yung link nito na sa description box, kayo nang bahala. So, okay game, 3, 2, 1.
You may dread school, but not as much as the people on this list. All of them claim to have experienced supernatural hauntings that go far beyond any possible academic explanation known to humankind. Number 13. Exploring with Josh is a YouTube channel dedicated to taking a closer look at all sorts of frightening locations. This time they decide to check out an abandoned school that is reportedly the source of black magic rituals. Pentagrams spray painted on the wall give them a general feeling of unease all around as they make their way deeper into the building. They feel watched at times and are worried about coming across someone at any given moment. I notice some sort of strange ephemeral smoke follows them throughout the video. It's visible in 2 different scenes. The first time happens about 5 minutes in.
Damn, this is spooky. Hopefully we don't run into anything crazy.
Then it happens again here roughly a minute and a half later.
Patiwa naman yung usok lang, pinagkakamalang dos.
Yeah, this one's a little bit scary. If we hear anything, let's just...
The strange smoke is definitely not their breath, because it only happens twice instead of throughout the entire video. Coincidentally, the smoke appears as soon as they sense that something is nearby. As if that weren't enough, they have another random paranormal encounter that is much more blatant.
Oh my god, did you get that on tape? That is insane.
I don't see any block light around the door frame to indicate one of their friends was on the other side. In fact, it doesn't look like the door even has a knob to use. There just doesn't seem to be any plausible reason for this door to open on its own. Number 12. This surveillance footage was taken from The Helmikar College in South Africa. A strange mist appears in the far doorway and slowly morphs into the shape of a girl wearing a long dress. She
Holy
casually walks into a nearby classroom, as if this was just another ordinary school day, except of course the room is empty and no one is in the building.
Seriously.
Even though this is called Helmikar College, it's actually just a high school, and this phantom-like figure does appear to be around the same size as an average student. This makes me think it could possibly be real, though I guess they could have just edited this girl into the video if they really wanted to. Number 11. Two school custodians are standing in the middle of a creepy old boiler room. One of them is the supervisor, and he was called in after his coworker said that she saw objects moving around on their own. He records the situation for legal workplace reasons, and the two of them reluctantly investigate.
Alright, hang on, just wait. Let me just take a look. Now, you say what happened now?
This door shut by itself. Itself, Dave.
Alright.
The supervisor doesn't see anything out of the ordinary, and he reassures his coworker that everything is okay. He encourages her to go deeper into the boiler room and get something that she needs, and that's when things go wrong.
Is there anybody back here? Go ahead.
No.
What the? Oh my...
A metallic chair scrapes towards them on its own and they both fall back. I guess the supervisor could have pulled on a string, but I think the chair moves a farther distance than he would have been able to pull judging from where he was standing. Number 10. A security guard is patrolling the San Francisco College campus when he catches a glimpse of an all-black figure moving fast. He quickly rounds the corner and finds absolutely nothing there. Notice how the silhouette is traveling in a straight line at a high rate of speed and has no time to run up the steps or to hide on the right before the security guard catches up with it. I don't see any jump cut editing either, so I think this could really be an actual ghost. Number 9. Chris Moon is a paranormal expert who travels around the country, demonstrating the metaphysical properties of the spirit world. This time he is using a spirit box at the Cornell College in Iowa, when suddenly a student's jewelry does something I've never seen before.
Relax, everybody don't crowd her, please. We get it, we're filming it, so
Her necklace starts going berserk as the spirit apparently tries to get her attention. She then hears a familiar voice come across the spirit box and immediately bursts into tears. The voice talking to her, she believes, was an old volleyball coach who passed away.
I just wanted me to tell you hi. He misses you so much.
Chris Moon says aw and points to the box when he hears it. This video certainly captured some convincing evidence of the spirit world that Chris is trying to prove exists. Number 8. This video taken at the North Dallas High School in Texas by a YouTuber named Smart Dolphin captures a very hard to find figure at the end. I've highlighted the possible ghost so that you can see it more easily. This is without a doubt the colorless outline of a human. You can see his feet shift a little bit as he changes his stance if you look closely enough. With this in mind, the question becomes whether or not this person was living when this video was recorded. I guess it wouldn't be too hard to make somebody look all gray like this with some decent editing equipment, but let me know if you think this is a genuine ghost or just a fake. Number 7. 3 students somehow sneak into the Garland High School in Texas after hours to search for paranormal evidence of a girl who supposedly passed away in the cafeteria a long time ago. They stand around talking about her for almost a full minute and even jokingly make some crass remarks at her expense when suddenly a noise interrupts their conversation. They turn around and the 2 girls immediately notice something that neither the third friend or his camera can see at first.
What?
Oh my God, what is that?
What?
Did you see it?
what appears to be a pale, ghostly figure reaching out to them, perhaps in anger at their remarks. I find it extremely interesting that the ghost in question does not appear to everyone. I guess paranormal physics do not have to follow our rules. With this in mind, I wouldn't be surprised if whatever the camera picked up looked nothing like what they actually saw in person. Number 6.
Weird.
Two students are racing down a flight of steps when an insidious spirit rushes up and sweeps one of them off their feet. A paranormal tug-of-war match ensues as the frightened student tries to free his friends from the clutches of this malicious shadow fiend. Eventually, the evil entity lets go and dematerializes behind them as they run up the steps. Many people think that this was an actual possession attempt caught on video, and that this person would have been a goner for sure, if not for the quick reactions of his friends. I'm not sure whether or not I believe that theory, so please let me know what you think. Number 5. This group of friends decides to go into an old middle school that's rumored to be haunted. The building has only recently been abandoned, and it's still in relatively good condition, so there's not much to say until they come to one section of the school that's much darker and filled with mold. The group still feels safe in their large numbers down here, and they bravely trudge through a series of musty hallways. They don't see anything out of the ordinary, but when they put the video on YouTube later, somebody points out a possible shadow figure in the distance during this part in particular.
Shadow.
I personally think that it could just be stacked debris, but then again, I can somewhat make out the faint outline of a shadow that's roughly the size of a child. The more I look at it, the more I can notice its legs and head in particular. Let me know if you agree, or if you think I'm looking into the situation too deeply. Number 4. Britton Smith is hanging around her dorm room when she notices something is apparently laying in bed with her. An invisible force appears to be pressing up and down on the flowery design of her covers, right before her very eyes. I will admit that it's hard to tell if something is on top of the covers or simply underneath, in which case it could be anything and not necessarily paranormal. Britton Smith describes this as a ghost in her dorm room, but I'd like to know if you agree with her or not. Number 3. This girl is surrounded by a group of worried elders after school. She is rumored to somehow become possessed by a demonic spirit during class.
Language to.
This happened somewhere in Myanmar, a nation in Southeastern Asia that's close to Thailand and Nepal. Tell me what you think she is being shown on the phone during this part, and what she is saying in response. At one point, she is surrounded by people chanting prayers as she convulses and screams. According to the description of this video, she was later taken to a local monastery where she was managed to recover from whatever it was that was causing her to act like this. Whether her source of anguish was supernatural or of her own delusional manifestation is a question I'll leave you to answer. Number 2. A Halloween football game at Silmar High, California picked up what could be the ghost of an old football player going for one last tackle.
Anna says a month later, when she looked at the video, she saw a mysterious ghost-like figure running across the field.
The mother did not remember to even look at this video until a full month later. Let me know if you think she has made a valid discovery, or if this is some kind of camera malfunction. Before we get to number 1, my name is Chills, and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I'm currently doing a super poll on my Instagram. If you believe ghosts are real, then go to my most recent photo and tap the like button. If you don't, DM me saying why. When you're done, come right back to this video video to
guys.
find out the #1
Yeah.
entry. Also, follow me on Twitter at YT_chills because
And
that's where I post video updates.
follow me
It's a
man.
proven
Follow
fact
me
that
rin, guys,
generosity
in
makes you a
my
happier person. So if
social
you're
media
generous
account.
enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way, you'll be notified of
last
the
one.
new video I
Bago tayo
upload every
matapos.
Thursday. #1. Blurry Faces is a YouTuber exploring two mysterious
Ano ba itong
schools
last?
standing next to each other. They were both built around World War II and have been abandoned for a long time. Everything starts out normal until Blurry Faces is exploring an upstairs room full of classroom furniture. After that, something seems to be stalking them at every turn. The strange banging noises only grow louder and more persistent as time wears on. I will give them credit for being courageous and sticking around for so long. This is the event that finally makes them lose their composure and scramble. This time, Blurry Faces bravely tests the weight of the door himself and finds that it's way too heavy to swing open with such ease. You can tell he is putting a lot more effort into opening and closing the door than whatever just opened it moments earlier. Tell me what's written in Spanish across the door and if it has any significance to what could be possibly lurking inside. For whatever reason, most unsolved mysteries always seem to be captured on either dashcam, CCTV systems, or drones. With this in mind, here are 13 of the most unsolvable situations I could analyze.
So yun lang guys. So na-expect ako may mas nakakatakot po, nakakagulat, pero unexpected. Hindi ako nakatinag, siguro natayuan din yung balahibo ko kung sa may mga video na tawag dito na parang nakakakilabo talaga, pero hindi ako natatakot. Yan guys, kung meron kayong alam ng mga video clip na or may channel na may mga ganitong kalokohan at nakakatakot na video, yan ilagay nyo lang sa baba, kung bahala. So yun na guys, so I hope guys nag-enjoy kayo for this episode guys. Yan, please leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment guys for shoutouts and for suggestions or your thoughts. So yun na guys, sana nag-enjoy kayo and see you on my next reaction video vlog episode. Peace.